Hey guys, today we are talking about the slow cookers we use the most, all while having a whole lot of fun. Hey guys, welcome back to my camper kitchen. I am Cris from recipes@crock.com, and today we are answering one of the most popular questions I get from you guys all the time, which is I'm replacing my slow cooker. What slow cooker recommendation would you have for me? And sometimes people give me scenarios that they're in, like what kinds of things they like to cook, and sometimes they just ask me the blanket statement. My answer is always, it just depends. So today we're going to talk through a little bit of what we use the most here on the channel and in our home and in our RV and on the website, and then we can talk a little bit about how your choices might be the same or different than ours. So that's what the plan is for today. So that's my number one question whenever people are asking me, what would you recommend I get? Is, well, what do you cook the most? Because that is probably the most important question. Like, you might really enjoy it when we have Foodie Fridays, but you may never really want to air fry things. So maybe a foodie wouldn't be the most important thing for you. And we're not talking about those devices today, just to make things clear. If you guys want a video talking about the differences between Instant Pot and the different options for Instant Pot and Foodie, we can talk about that in a different video. This is purely slow cooker, so I'm going to show you what we use the most around here. So what do you cook the most? Do you cook all day slow cooker meals the most? If you do, then probably a traditional slow cooker with or without a programmable panel, if it's an all day kind of thing, is going to fit you just fine, and also will be easier on your pocketbook than some of the other options that are out there. This is one that is actually a newcomer to our travel, because that's the other thing. I'm a little all over the place. Sorry guys, I'm a little out of practice. I decided this would be a really good video to tape while we were on the road, because I have to make those decisions whenever we're traveling. We have a wall of about 30 slow cookers back home, and as you can see right here, only 3 get to go on the road when we go on the road about half of the year. So I have decided to bring along a traditional slow cooker with the ceramic pot as one of my 3 for this particular trip, because I kind of missed the old, what I'm calling the old-fashioned. I know it's got programmable buttons and all that kind of stuff, but I like having this option because my Casserole Crock, which is the other one of the ones that I brought, and my Ninja Multicooker get used so often. Sometimes I just need this, and one of my advantages to using this one over, let's say, my Ninja Multicooker is it typically doesn't use as much electricity, which comes in really handy, as much electricity as my Ninja, which comes in handy in the RV. It's a great thing that I can put sides in, or even some casseroles, definitely roasts and those kinds of things. It's just a tried and true buddy that I like to have around, and so it came this time. Also, it's coming this time because we're going to have other people visiting with us on this trip, and one of the things that I ran into is when we are entertaining folks is that oftentimes don't have enough slow cookers for what I need, and so this guy is coming up to bat for that particular reason. So I would say this would be a good option for you if you just typically, if you like to cook dips for parties, soups for all day, this is a good one. You can do just about anything in it from a slow cooking standpoint. Now, long-time viewers will know that this video would not be complete unless we had a Ninja. Now, I believe it's the Ninja IQ with us on the road. I'm not necessarily recommending the Ninja IQ over the other Ninja multi-cookers, to be honest. I don't use the IQ features. You might, if that's your thing. We just like having a Ninja with us, And now there are even some less expensive Ninjas out there from a multi-cooker standpoint. The key feature that we love on the Ninja is the non-stick, lightweight pan that comes inside of it, or pot. Now the other thing to keep note, that non-stick does scratch, so that also brings down the value a little bit. You can literally have one of these for years and years and years, and this ceramic is going to hold up just great, particularly on the road. But whenever you have a Ninja non-stick, your pan is going to get beat up, particularly if you're not careful with your utensils, or if you're traveling like we are, it's going to get beat up no matter how careful you are. But we love it. We use it. We love that it is programmable. Most of them are. I think all of them are. This one's got extra program situation to it. I don't do the extra stuff. But it has the slow cook feature, which we like. It also has a stovetop feature or browning feature when we're doing lots of ground beef. That is one of the things we love in the Ninja. And so you will see us use the Ninja for a lot of ground beef or ground sausage or anything that requires a browning step, so we don't have to dirty up additional dishes. So we love it for that reason too. It also has a bake feature on it, which comes in handy for RV travel. I don't use it as much at home, and honestly, now that we do have a foodie that does the air crisp and baking, I don't use the bake feature on my Ninja nearly as much as I used to in the RV. But that is one of the really cool things. I also like the shape of the pot. It is close to the shape of the casserole crock, so you get more surface area, but it also has some of the advantages of a traditional slow cooker. So that brings us to our casserole crock. This one has gotten quite beat up. I'm not sure if you can really see. The numbers on the programming panel don't quite show like they used to, and that's because it has been loved to death. We love our casserole crock for reasons, for the main reason of the surface area, and that is that it is like a 9x13 pan that you would put in the oven. So we love it to make casseroles that don't rise up. I'll talk more about that in a minute. We love it for meat dishes, particularly like pork chops or chicken legs and stuff like that, because you can spread everything out and get all those yummy ingredients all over the whole top of it. And we love this for parties or whenever we have people over, because it just makes Crockpot portions a lot easier to spoon out. So when it's in a great big pot, if it's not a soup, sometimes that's like, oh, it's kind of all collapsing in on each other. Where this, it's really easy to make portions. Now, when you first see this, you tend to think, oh, this would be perfect for cakes, would be perfect for casseroles that you would bake up in the crock pot like you would in the oven. Technically, you can do those things. But I think the biggest learning curve for me with the casserole crock was that I tended to like my slow cooker cakes and my crockpot casseroles that like egg casseroles and stuff like that. I like them a lot better in my Ninja or in my traditional slow cooker than I do my casserole crock, because it is such a large surface area and it does cook different than the oven. So that center has a really hard time rising. So a lot of times will find that the outside of the casserole crock on those kinds of bake up kinds of things will get done a lot sooner than the center. And so I typically don't like to bake breads and cakes and, like I said, egg casseroles and those kinds of things. I typically like to put them in my other slow cookers because they rise up and they're fluffier and lighter texture than if I do get them done in my casserole crock. So those are three options. You might be asking, but what about the slow cooker features on the Instant Pot and Foodie? And there's a Crockpot Express that does that too. The electric pressure cookers that have a slow cooker feature. If you are a long time viewer, you know that that's not typically something, when I'm slow cooking, I like to use something that the primary function on it is slow cooking, because I find that it has a more consistent result with a lot of the recipes, both on our site and then just generally out there. I find that slow cooking features in electric pressure cookers tend to cook a lot slower than they do in a traditional slow cooker. Now, that could be a feature that you're really excited about. All I would tell you is then you would just really need to pay attention. If you want something that takes a lot longer to cook, that's great. You just need to really pay attention whenever you're looking at recipes and cookbooks and online, and know that you may have to add a couple hours to whatever recipe it is you are to get yours fully done the way that you're used to. So that's just something to consider. If you like this video, we'd love for you to give us a thumbs up. If you're not already a member of the Crock Posse, click subscribe down below and you'll become a member of our slow cooking family around here. And if you would like me to do a similar video to this comparing Foodie and Instant Pot, I did not bring my Crockpot Express with us, but I have one of those as well. I could talk through it. I don't see as many differences except for the obvious ones among those, but we can talk through those if you'd like. Just comment down below. If you have a slow cooker that you particularly love, I'd love to know what it is you love about it. That would be great for a comment down below. But whatever you do, we hope you laugh often, eat good food, and speak loud. Ugh, speak life. You can speak light too. Bye.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon